Very good morning to all my students. How are you? Hope you are doing very well. So wonderful thought for the today is when you talk, you are repeating something you know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. So from the bottom of my heart, I really want to deliver a message that please try to develop the habit of listening. Listening to your elders, your parents, your teachers, to each and everyone, whosoever are your well-wishers, and following their instructions, their guidelines. And definitely I assure you the prosperous and successful life ahead. So keeping this positivity in the mind, let's continue our chapter following the process of evaporation. So beta, yesterday we discussed the methods of separation, that there are three situations where we do the separation. The first one was separation of solid substances from solids. We discussed it. Separation of insoluble solid substances from liquids. We have also discussed it. Now we are left with the separation of soluble substances from liquids. Soluble substances means just the opposite of insoluble. Insoluble means which do not get dissolved in water, and here the soluble means which get dissolved or mix up with the liquid or water. So for this kind of separation, you can follow these methods. The first one is evaporation and condensation. Evaporation and condensation, as you have already learnt about in your class 5, you are well clear about this topic, but let's revise it again. You have heard about the water cycle. Since from class 3rd you are learning this water cycle process. It is all based upon evaporation of water. Evaporation of water through the water vapors, then it reaches to the cooler air up in the atmosphere, then it makes the clouds, and then the same water falls on the earth in the form of rain. That is called precipitation. So this is another example of evaporation, right? So let's read about. So hope you are understood with the term evaporation. Means evaporation of water. When the water changes into water vapors. This process, changing of water into water vapors, this process is known as evaporation. Let's read. A soluble solid can be obtained from the liquid. It is dissolved in by the process of evaporation. The process of converting a liquid, I repeat my words, the process of converting liquid into its vapors by heating, it means in evaporation the heating process is involved, is called evaporation. So it's very much clear. As a result of heating, the liquid evaporates, leaving behind the solid components. So it's very much clear that instead of water, you can take alcohol or anything for the evaporation process. Like, so if we take water in a pan and keep it on the burner, let it be on burner for 5 to 7 minutes. What you will see later on, you will observe that water has disappeared from the pan, and where it has gone? Correct, it has gone in our surroundings in the form of water vapors. So that is why it is defined as the process of converting liquid into its vapors. And if you have dissolved something in it, after the disappearance of water, what will left in the pan? Whatever the solvent you have dissolved in the pan, that solid component will left in the pan after the proper evaporation of water, right? This whole process is called evaporation. Let's continue. The process of evaporation is used to obtain salt from seawater. Seawater is collected in shallow pits or ponds and is allowed to stand there. The water evaporates completely due to the heat of the sun, leaving behind the salt. This salt is then purified to obtain common salt. As it is shown in the picture, that seawater is collected in the ponds or in the shallow pits. After the heat of the sun, the water evaporated, and what is left behind? These are the heaps of salt. See, these are the heaps of salt. Evaporation of seawater to obtain sea. Seawater has been evaporated, and what it is left behind? The heaps of salt. So this salt is sent for the purification. It has to undergo through many of the processes to get it pure in a usable form, and then it is used in our kitchens. This is the way how we get the common salt, right? The same process has been described in the form of activity. We are reading activity 7 on page number 33. Please don't miss any line. Keep an eye on your book. Right? Let's read. To separate salt from salt solution by evaporation. Here the diagram is given in your book. You can see the simply you have to do what you have to do is take a burner, keep a china dish. Instead of china dish, you can place a simple pan that is found in your kitchen. Simple pan you can take and place it on a burner. In that pan, pour some water along with salt or sugar in it, whatever the things are available with you. Either salt or sugar you can take. So keep it on the burner and let it be on the burner for 5 to 10 minutes. Later on, what you will observe, that water has been disappeared in the form of water vapors, and what is left behind? The solvent, the solute which you have used, that is either salt or sugar. Clear? So let's read out the activity. Take some water in a china dish. Instead of china dish, you can take simple pan. Dissolve a spoonful of common salt or sugar in it and stir it well. Stir means उसको अच्छे से हिलाना. Place the china dish on a tripod stand. No need to arrange the tripod stand directly. You can place your china dish or your pan on the burner. Boil the water till it evaporates, leaving behind the common salt. So what is left behind? What is left behind? Correct. Either salt or sugar, what you have preferred for this activity. So our next process is condensation. Even condensation you also knows, it is the part of your class 5th only. Condensation means here water vapors changes into liquid form. In evaporation, what we have learnt, when liquid changes into water vapor, and condensation is just opposite to evaporation, when water vapors changes into liquid. So it's the time for activity to show you. Here to show you an evaporation process, I have boiled the water in this pan. So as I will remove this lid, you will see a steam is coming out of it. It means from where does that steam has come? Any guess? Okay, let me tell you. That steam is made up of water only. See, I am going to remove this lid. If it is possible, it will definitely be captured. Please see. Can you see? Steam is coming out of it. So let me bring it more closer. Okay. So this is the evaporation process when the water is being converted into steam. Now here I have taken one empty cup. I am going to remove this lid, and whatever the steam is collected under this lid will be converted into water, and I will collect the same water in the form of droplets. Why this happens? Because as the steam comes in the contact with the cooler air, it all of the sudden changes into drops of water. So hopefully you have seen few drops being collected in this cup. So this is a condensation process.